Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and tonight we have another segment of 20 random questions. And our guest tonight is none other than promoter Tony Jetter and former professional, he's a promoter now, he's a former professional boxer, Tony Jetter.
How you
How you
doing?
doing, Tony?
Good. I'm doing great.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I know the schedule got kind of tied up, but I'm glad that we got you on. I know you got a big card going on. You're busy this weekend, so tell me about that a little bit. It's this Saturday night, right?
Yeah, Saturday night we're gonna have 11 fights, two ABF regional championships. Card is stacked, top to bottom. It'll be our 12th show at Live Casino and Hotel. We've been doing big numbers, big numbers. Very few promoters in this state can do 4,000 people. We've been doing that on a regular, with no TV.
And so
So yeah,
where exactly is the card at so people can know?
it's going to be at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover. It's probably one of the best casinos in the. By far, the venue is incredible.
Okay, you just
But
broke.
they have a live in.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you broke up when you said where the casino was at.
It's Hanover, Maryland. Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland.
Okay, and that's this Saturday. Who's the main event?
Greg Outlaw. Greg Outlaw is going to fight Juan Angulo from Mexico. They won. Greg is 12.
Okay. So you ready for these 20 random questions?
I am.
All right, question one.
Let's skip on
Question one. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
Oh, crazy. 15, about to be 16. I went down to the Laurel Boys and Girls Club to play baseball. And I was too old to play on this one team. And I just wandered into the boxing gym at the Boys and Girls Club, and the rest is history.
Okay. So, question two. What boxers inspired you in your career?
I liked a lot of local guys. Daryl Coley, he fought Oscar De La Hoya. I love De La Hoya. Bunch of Ray Leonard, of course. I'm from here, so Ray was, I think everybody from this area loved Ray. So those are a couple of them.
Okay. Question three. So some people might not know this, and obviously where you live, a lot of people do. But for the fans, why did you become a police officer?
You don't need a college degree to be a police officer.
That's not reassuring, Tony.
Yeah, it's fact. You got to be a good person. You have to be smart. I mean, the police academy is tough. The police academy is equivalent to getting an associate's degree. I went to a 9.5-month police academy, and we had a lot of kids that were college educated, 4-year degrees that were in my police academy. So, and I think policing is a good career. Right now, in the state we're in America, you being from Minnesota, you know more than anything. Police are, it's a tough profession. I tell everybody, because my name is spelled like Jeter, and they're like, "Oh, are you related to Derek Jeter?" I'm like, if I was related to Derek Jeter, I wouldn't be in law enforcement. Trust me.
Now are you a police officer in Baltimore?
I was no longer. I'm in Anne Arundel County.
Okay.
I was in the streets of Baltimore. Good times though. I worked real quick. I worked with a bunch of really, really good guys. I love the community. Baltimore I liked it. The one thing why I left Baltimore, I lived really far away. The schedule was horrible, and I'm trying to do boxing. And it wasn't a schedule that, because my shifts changed in police work, most of the time you go night and day. You'll do a month of day, you'll do a month of night. You don't have set days off. Your days rotate. So it's a little difficult to do boxing and work a job like that.
Okay.
So that's
All
it.
right. Well, question 4. Have you ever saved someone's life?
I have. A bunch. I mean, I was in Baltimore, like the heroin capital of the world. I've Narcaned a bunch of guys, and we've lost some people too.
Okay.
Sad. I'll tell you, drug addiction is incredibly sad, because it destroys people. I would come upon people and, we would get their ID and run them for certain, to see if they had any warrants or anything. But their ID would look way different than what they look like in person. It was incredible, and that was from drug addiction. So very, very sad.
All right, question 5. So when you were fighting, did you have any boxing superstitions?
Definitely. I think all fighters do. Let's think what I did. In the beginning, we wouldn't have sex for like months, but at the end, I would just try not to have sex like the day before, a couple days before. Because they found out that shit was fake. So I would try not a couple days before. What else? I mean, there was a bunch of stuff. Like you would eat certain food, how we ran. You would, that. But overall, as long as I worked really hard, I felt good. I didn't feel like there was going to be a lot of stuff that was going to, get me if I didn't work hard.
Okay, question 6. Do you collect anything?
Got kids.
I don't know if you count that as collecting kids.
Yeah, no, but I mean, my kids collect toys. Got a bunch of books and toys, but no, I don't really collect it.
Oh, okay. Question 7. Who's the one boxer, alive or dead, that you'd want to sit down and have a conversation with?
Hey, Ali. He was. Not only was he a great boxer, but he was also good for the world. So just to pick his brain, I mean, he was a great fighter, but he was also a great person for the world itself.
All right, and for the fans, that was Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, yeah.
All right, question 8. If you could have a boxing match with any fighter in history, alive or dead, who would your ultimate fight be with?
I don't know. The guys I'd want to fight with might kick my ass. So let's think about it. I don't know. Ray Leonard would be cool.
Okay.
He was so fast, though. So maybe somebody...
but it would still be a lifetime experience. It'd be priceless.
Yeah, no. I was promoted by Ray Leonard. When I turned pro, I signed with him. Coming out there, I met him. Good dude. Not that big. He looks way bigger until he's like 5'9". Yeah.
All right, question 9. If you could star in a movie with any actor, what actor would you want to star in a movie with?
I don't know. Everybody says I look like the guy from Monterey. Johnny. What's the guy? The brother.
So that's who you'd want to star in a movie with?
Maybe I could be like his twin.
Okay. All right, question 10. So for the fans that don't understand, and explain to me what the responsibilities are of being a boxing promoter.
People, especially people that get it. So boxing, being a boxing promoter, a lot of people they feel like they could just, if you have a little bit of money, you could do it, and it is extremely hard. So you gotta make sure you have fights. You gotta make sure the fighters get there, and even at the highest level, where they're fighting for millions of dollars, they pull out all the time. Well, not all the time, but they do pull out. People get injured, But at the lower level, and we're doing casino shows, so we pay pretty good, really good money, but still like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 is not 1.5 million. It's a little bit different, so it's a little bit easier to pull out. So those are really, it's difficult to keep the card together. And then you got to sell tickets, and I think the biggest misconception by the fighters are like the promoter needs to do well in order for the fighters to do well. Because if I don't do well, then I can't come back and get you more fights. But if I continue to do well, then you're going to continue to do well because I'm going to be able to do more shows and you'll be able to make more money. You'll be able to continue to build your record and so forth. I think a lot of times fighters, because I was a fighter, and most fighters are egotistical. They're all for themselves. That's all because you have to be like that. You're getting in the ring by yourself. Nobody else getting in. You were a fighter, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So to be a fighter, you have to have that mentality. Like it's just you. But now you go to a boxing promoter, it's a little bit different because now I'm trying to think for everybody. And I think, so those are things you have to do. You have to really manage the fighters. You have to manage the fights because you got to make sure everybody gets the right fight because you got kids that are selling tickets, so you don't want to get them beat. But at the same time, the commissions are difficult. There's so much that goes into being a promoter. People that just think they could just like, I got some money, I'm going to be a promoter. They're going to lose 9 times out of 10. They're going to take a hit. Because it's tough.
And you have to trust your matchmaker.
What's up?
I said, and you have to trust your matchmaker.
Yep.
You have to find a decent matchmaker.
We have Nick Tiberi. I've worked with Brian Dillon. So I work with some. Don Majeski is a good friend of ours. So we work with some of the best in the country. But Nick's incredible.
Okay, question 11. What's your favorite board game?
I like Monopoly.
Monopoly?
Yeah, I like Monopoly. I mean, that's definitely. I think everybody likes Monopoly, though. Boardwalk, Park Place.
All right, question 12. If you could use a time machine one time, what period would you go back to?
Maybe the 2000s, the 90s. The 90s were incredible. I grew up in the 90s, and it was incredible. But I like the 90s.
All right. Question 13. What's something that you're very passionate about besides boxing?
My kids, my family, my wife. Love my wife. Definitely my wife. And my wife's my business partner. I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I have a wife. Very few women are in boxing. My wife is a high-level female in boxing. She's squared away. So you got to think, we've been together 16 years. She was with me when I came back to boxing when I was 4-2. I hadn't fought in 2 years, and I'd been knocked out. She was with me as we pushed through, got world rated. I was rated as high as number 11 in the WBC, won some regional titles, had some big money fights overseas, and she was a part of that whole process. And then we started promoting while I was fighting. So I'm the only guy in Maryland to ever promote a show. I was the promoter, me and my wife. I was the main event. I was the matchmaker. We picked chairs up. We set chairs up. We cleaned up, took the trash. I did everything, So,
All right, question 14.
That's what I'm passionate about. My wife.
Have you ever had an incident where you almost died?
On the job. There's a bunch of, Baltimore City, a guy come at me with a knife. I mean, a bunch of stuff, But boxing, you got to think every time you get in the ring, you're putting your life at risk. That's what kills me about the commissions. They, they want to dictate who can fight and who can't fight. Here's the thing. If somebody passed some medical examination, they should be allowed to fight. It's their choice. Like people that clean the top of big skyscrapers or 1,000 feet above, the earth, and they're cleaning, they die all the time. They fall off. And once they fall, you're done. but they still do those jobs. In boxing, these commissions, you got these radical doctors and executive directors that they're just like dictators, and it's not fair. Like boxing is the only sport where we should have a set commission, set rules around. Everybody's under the same guidelines. And we're not, and that is the problem with boxing right there. If you want to name one thing, and that I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent, but that right there is what is. We need a set commission, set everything.
No, I agree. I've always wanted boxing to have one commissioner, just like all the other pro sports.
Yeah, right. But in boxing generates so much money at the highest level. But here's why we can't do that, because everybody's against each other. In boxing, it's the only sport where like you're a promoter and you're in the same state, but you hate me and I hate you. But at the end of the day, there's no real good reason why. We just do it. And I try not to do that. I try to work with everybody, and I tell people all the time, I don't need to like you to work with you. Like in boxing,
true.
no, but people in boxing around the. Yeah, they around the country, people don't want to work with certain people because they don't like them. And I don't need to like you for us to do good business. As long as you respect me, I respect you. We could still do business and make money. But boxing's not like that.
No, I agree.
I mean, look at Premier Boxing, top rank. There's a prime example at the highest level. And you take it down to the local level, it happens all the time. Me on the other hand, I could work with anybody. It doesn't matter. People that did me in boxing is a sport where today you hate me, tomorrow we have to do business together. And people lose sight of that. You don't need, today you hate me, but tomorrow you need me.
Yep.
It's like that.
No, I agree. Question 15. If you had a Super Bowl party and you could invite one NFL player over to watch the Super Bowl with you, past or present, who would you choose?
Tom Brady, the greatest. What are you talking about? Tom Brady. Yes. the greatest living football player ever.
All right, question 16.
So hold on. One A would be Tom Brady. 1B would be Bo Jackson, because I love Bo Jackson when I was a kid.
That would be pretty cool to see Bo Jackson and Tom Brady sitting on your couch watching the Super Bowl.
Bo Jackson was incredible. It's sad that he got his hip pulled out.
All right, question 16. Are you artistic in any way with your hands besides boxing, as far as building things, painting, drawing, photography, writing, anything like that?
Nah, I'm not. If the end of the world comes, I'm gonna be short, because I can't camp, I can't hunt, I can't build, I can't work on cars. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Okay.
I talk well.
All right,
though.
Question 17. Who was the hardest puncher you've ever faced in the ring in a fight or sparring?
Vincent Robbins. He was from like North Carolina, but he had that one punch power. But Eubank was okay. Eubank was sharp, but I was 40 when I fought Eubank. People I was 1 month from being 40. Eubank was like 21, 22. He was like, and Patrick Nielsen, was still that same age too, and I was like 38. But Jimmy Lang was a hard puncher too. Jimmy Lang could punch. So probably Jimmy Lang. No, I would say Jimmy Lang was like one punch power. He had really good power.
All right, question 18. What's the one sport that you can't stand? Well,
I've never watched hockey. And that you're probably a big hockey fan, being from Minnesota. I don't really watch
Actually,
hockey.
I'm not. Boxing and football.
Okay. I like boxing, football, basketball. I don't really watch baseball, but I like watching highlights, the home runs.
I mean, I'll go to a baseball game, but
I
I'm
like
not like a
all.
huge fan.
I like all fight. I love MMA. I love UFC. I love any type of wrestling. I like any type of combat sport. I
But you
probably like
don't.
MMA,
But you don't like hockey though.
but I mean, I've never watched it,
So then you
But
probably
when they
don't.
get into
Yeah.
fights, yeah, yeah, I've never been to a game or, I've been
Okay.
to a couple baseball games, but never hockey.
All right. Question 19. Do you have any traditions in your family?
Yeah, we do like Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners and stuff, stuff like that. Try to go to
Okay.
Sesame Place with
All
my
right.
kids
Question
every
20.
year.
Okay.
Did you
Question
hear that?
20. This is your last question. Yep. You said go to where?
Sesame Place in Pennsylvania. So we go up there with my little kids. We try to go every year. So we haven't been this year, but we'll try to get it at the end of August.
Okay.
Sesame
All right.
Place is incredible.
What is it? Just a restaurant or what is it?
No, it's an amusement park for little kids with Sesame.
Oh, like
all
Sesame Street.
Yeah, all the Sesame Street characters are on this. Like little, it's incredible. My kids love it.
Okay.
They go crazy. They're like, Elmo.
All right. Question 20. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life?
Oh man, I've had so many. Probably marrying my wife. Because
All right.
you gotta think everything. Like we built so much together since we've been together. It's been incredible. I mean, she's been such a big part of my life. So that's probably it. I mean, who I can't, because everything that I've done really good she's been a part of. So the common denominator would be her.
Okay.
And
That makes
I,
sense.
no, I've been lucky. I mean, I'm the luckiest guy in the world because, and I love my wife. Like a lot of guys don't like their wives. A lot of guys, like they're just there. Like I'm still in love with my wife 16 years in. So probably marrying her, being with her, she went to University of Virginia. I barely made it out of Prince George's County High School. Like, I mean, big difference, you know.
Okay.
So probably that. Incredible.
All right. Well, listen. I appreciate you coming on and doing the 20 random questions. I want you to promote your show one more time so people know where it's at and what's the date again.
July 15th, this Saturday, Maryland Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. It's going to be a banger. Greg Outlaw's in the main event. And the card from top to bottom is incredible. Ahmad Jones, Monteberry Condi. From top to bottom, it's incredible. So it's going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, this will be our 12th show at the casino. We're just continuing to look good, do big shows, and hopefully eventually get TV. Not even hopefully. We will get TV. We're not that far off.
All right. Anything
And
else?
I have my kid. Yeah, well, I have my kid Elisha Pierce, who's fighting. He's number 14 in the world in the WBC, number 15 in the WBO. He fights August 4th in Atlanta against Mike Polana, who's number 14 in the IBF. They're fighting on that overtime show. It's going to be incredible. And this kid is a bona fide star. Elisha Pierce, nobody beats him at 22. Nobody. And that's factual. He's huge.
And
He's
I just saw him. I just saw him on social media. I think it was yesterday. He was running in the rain. That kid is dedicated.
Mm-hmm. There you go. This kid, he was fighting at the wrong weight, 30, 31, 29. At 22, nobody beats him. I'm telling you. They're about to settle the WBC and the WBO with Inouye and Fulton. So they're gonna figure out who that has, And then they got the IBF and the WBA with the kid from the Philippines. So we'll see. I mean, my kid just needs to keep winning. You know, he's promoted by Jeter Promotions. His manager is Petrov. I think Petrov's out near you. But he's this kid is, and I'm telling you, he is a bona fide star. So I just,
All right,
I just
so
went
everybody
way
watch
off
out for Elijah
the-
Pierce.
Yeah, August 4th. But my show, July 15th, this Saturday, Maryland Live Casino and Hotel, Hanover, Maryland. It's going to be an incredible show. In the main events, Greg Outlaw against Juan Angulo from Mexico.
All right, and with that, the truth has